Good afternoon, Crimson Tide Nation, and welcome to the Alabama-Michigan postgame show right here on Alabama with the Voice College Football and on the Voice College Football X account. I'm yours truly, Jackson Johnson, and I have my partner in crime with me, Johnny Burks, as we go over our analysis on the postgame show. But from the past postgame shows from this season, we're going to do something a little different. After we go over our post-game analysis, we're going to take your calls on the game. What were your takeaways from it? What was your reaction? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did it make you laugh? Did it make you cry? Did it make you happy? Did it make you angry? Are you going through 5 stages of grief? All of it. We want to hear your takes on the Alabama-Michigan matchup that occurred today. And let me tell you something. It's going to be a wild ride. How you doing today, Johnny? How you holding up?
Frustrated. You watch and you just scratch your head. And you're just sitting there and what are we doing?
I know, right?
Here again, Jack, same little scenario. Team with no identity, especially on offense. No identity. It's just, grasping at straws. Just take a dart, throw it, and see where it lands. Hope it sticks. But no identity. From the start to the finish, it was just chaos. It was either a positive play or just, stupid Looney Tunes, like, street cops, just running around, all that kind of stuff. It was Looney Tunes, Three Stooges.
Yeah.
Slapstick comedy.
We didn't do so well, especially in the first quarter, and eventually it bit us in the rear.
Well, and here again, we talked about, yesterday, who Alabama was going to start on the offensive line. I look out there, there's Caden Proctor, first drive. And we had a nice little first drive, opening drive going. And then what happens? Third down, boom. Opening drive, flushed. And then fourth down, boom, sack. They have the ball in our territory. So, and you watch this Proctor over there, 2 plays in a row. One, the second one, the guy just ran right by him. And so, of course, then you could see the rain coming. And then for the whole first quarter, it was just sloppy, messy, just slipping and sliding. And no rhythm, chaos, no protection. And Michigan had a great defensive game plan. Get after Milroe. Just get after him. So we can't block anybody. It was obvious. I noticed at the end of the game, Proctor wasn't in there, and our whole offensive line was all over the place. People, I think they've moved Pritchett over to the left tackle, which I figured that was where he's going to start. I mean, you got to protect Milroe's, any quarterback that's right-handed, the blind side's the left tackle, or left hand. You got to protect it. He was a left-handed quarterback, then the right tackle. We learned that watching, of whatever it was with Sandra Bullock, the blind side. And but all year long, couldn't protect the quarterback. And then scratch your head. We go back, pouring down rain, and we're taking a shotgun snap. Snaps it right back here. Why are we not under center? Yeah. And I heard the announcer, this kind of rain, I don't know if it really whatever. Bull. Bunch of crap. Get the ball right there in your quarterback's hand, and if you don't get it, then you fall straight down on it. I mean, you don't, just balls 5, 6, 7 yards deep in the backfield. So it was a cluster.
Yeah,
and you can't blame it. It wasn't defense. I mean, I think Michigan had one really good drive there in the fourth quarter, but I mean, defense gave us an opportunity there at the end. And without defense, had to played pretty well. I thought they, for the most part, tackled well. Yeah, the running back creased. I mean, he snuck it on through there 2 or 3 good times in the second half, and was low center of gravity, kind of like Bam Miller, and both those good running backs. So they're gonna have a nice drive, but first quarter, it was just Looney Tunes.
Yeah. And I was looking at the stats for the passing game. Now, Milroe had 192 passing yards today, and I'm looking at Michigan's. Now, Michigan's weakness has been the passing game all season. Case in point, 73 passing yards from Davis Warren. And Michigan was obviously not going to beat us with the passing game. So they beat us with their defense. Like they had it go. Like if Bryce Underwood was coming in today, it'd have been a lot worse than a 6-point loss for us.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was
their
bad.
defense. The MVP. I know they gave it to that running back, but the MVP was that defense coordinator, Wink Martindale. I thought he was a announcer on a game show network. I thought he died. Wink Martindale. Went in on a roller coaster, one of them little spin the wheel.
Yeah, Will Fortune.
So anyway, but I called a great game. Smart. I mean, got that NFL pedigree. Anybody could. We've been watching all year our offensive line. People, edge rushes, people running right by us, miss block. Was it Dupre? Who was it? The wing there. The knocked the ball out of Milroe's hand. They looked, see if he was. Everybody knew defensive back knocked it out of his hand before he released it. But even tight end couldn't make a play out there for us. Just give him a little pocket. I don't. It had to be for Milroe. It had to be a very frustrating year because I'm going to tell you that guy got nothing from that offensive line. Nothing. That guy's a hero. That guy's a warrior because that offensive line gave him nothing. I think of the best player on that offensive line was the center. They weren't, coming up the middle. It was off the edge. I mean, just nothing. Tackles, nothing. But I feel sorry. If he's smart, I wouldn't come back. They're just going to beat the hell out of him again. And and unfortunately for him, what was his attempts?
He had 16. 32 completed passes, which was
16-32.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Did he ever was he ever able to really get his feet set? No. Even that 4th down, 10 down there at the goal line, couldn't get his feet. They could not even create a pocket for him.
Yeah.
There at the end of the game, from the start of the game to the end of the game, they could not create a comfortable pocket for him to throw. Terrible. Awful. He's big. I've been on it all year. These guys, 6'5", 350. Give me a break. Need to shed some pounds, dude. Get a couple of steps. That's good if somebody's coming right at you, but if you're going to be a tackle and they're coming off the edge, it ain't happening. For that guy, Caden Proctor, for him to play in the NFL, they're going to move him to guard. And Alabama probably should have moved him to guard this year. I don't know why they were playing him out there at tackle because,
Well, and David Greenshield, our buddy from The Voice College Football, who's called in a lot on The Voice College Football and a very recent caller of the Alabama Call-In Show, asked, is Milroe really an NFL quarterback? What do you think about that, Johnny?
He's a smart guy. So I will say yes. I'll say yes because I know he's a smart guy. He's got 2 degrees. Very, very bright guy. And he's got the speed. He's got the size. Lord knows he's got the strength. But, and I agree, accuracy was problem all season. Got worse as the season progressed. But, after you get beat up and hit under the chin and you can't ever get your feet set and get balanced and all that kind of stuff, it's, And I really didn't agree with what we were trying to do on offense. We talked, about Sheridan, whether they should cut him loose and that kind of stuff. I don't know. We've said all year, what's the personality of the offense? We're a running team, a passing team. When it crunches on, what play can we have in our bag that everybody knows if you're going to stop Alabama, you got to be able to stop this play? And there's not one. Not one. All the strategy for defense just make Milroe uncomfortable. And believe me, it works.
It worked a lot for sure.
I'm not sure. I wish, I've coached a lot of quarterbacks in my life. And I wish I could be down there and watching, see what they're doing and how they're coaching him up during practice and stuff like that. So, and I don't know what's on the play sheet and what they're doing with their little green dot crap in the back of the helmet. I don't know. I thought he was better last year without that stupid thing. So, I don't know. Time will tell. He's got the tools. He's got the brains. He's smart. He's got the character. So you'd have to give him a chance.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious to see what's going to happen for next year. But so I saw where our running game, of course, had 68 yards. That's like a very common topic where when we lost to Vandy, we didn't have a good set of yards. Like Tennessee, we had 25 rushing yards, not 25, 75 rushing yards. My mistake. Oklahoma, we looked like a disgrace in that game. We had 70 rushing yards in that game. Vanderbilt, of course, we had, let's look at it, 84 rushing yards. Today, we had 68 rushing yards.
Yeah.
So
not very balanced. I remember when I played quarterback college and with Coach Parker, and he would always say his idea of a balanced attack was 30 runs and 30 throws. But I don't know what the balanced attack down there is. But there is no fundamental commitment to running the football, and you're throwing the ball with an offensive line that's not built for that. So,
wow.
And we, and it's always just the one back set and the spread offense, and there's never, a good situation. I was hoping early in the year we'd put Haynes and Miller back there, and how you gonna read, who you gonna defend as a defense. But when you only got just one running back, and then it came down to it, who wanted it more. I think our defense wanted it more, but I don't know. Our offense never got a rhythm, never really got into the game for any reasonable period. Had a couple of chances there in the second quarter. Played, lost first quarter bad. Won the second quarter. Had a chance there third quarter to is kind of even out in the third quarter, and then fourth quarter not very good.
No.
And you leave in there. There's a thing too. You leave a team in there that you leave them in long, like Vanderbilt. You leave them in there long enough, they're gonna get excited about it. They're gonna get a little reckless, and that's bad. It's bad for Alabama because Alabama had the experience on the field. I mean, Michigan was decimated. People opting out, going pro, and all that kind of. Alabama didn't run that. Didn't have that scenario. They just didn't come to play. So the little rah-rah stuff wasn't enough. I don't know if they was giving them, ice cream at during practice and playing little jammy little tunes on the jam box. I don't know what they were doing during practice, but not ready to play.
Well, and this season has been the first time since 2007 that this season has not ended in a 10-win season for Alabama.
Since when?
Since 2007.
And every game they lost, they could have, should have.
Yeah.
Just wasted opportunities, and we'll see what DeBoer does if he wants to shake it up. Sheridan, he's only in his 30s, so I don't know if you have enough, and then you look over across the field, the defense coordinator here, that guy was weathered, baby. He was aged. He's like that old, what's that commercial? I've aged you well. What's that? No, it's not Taco Bell. What is it? Toasty? What is that little cracker thing?
Cracker Jacks or
no, the commercial, the little cracker, like in the locker room. You don't know what I'm talking about?
Cheese it. That's right.
Yeah. I've aged you well. You can tell that coach over there, he's been aged well. He was weathered, had that experience, playing. He's got this old 30-year-old across the field. I'm coming after you, quarterback. What are you gonna do?
Oh man,
I win.
Well, David Greenshill asked if Michigan doubled Ryan Williams. Did they double Ryan Williams?
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, they did a little drop two, two deep secondary kind of stuff like that. But no, I mean, there were, opportunities there, but Alabama just didn't. I don't know what routes they were calling, and then Milroe was under pressure, and he was missing open receivers, and so it's really, and that's the trouble. If I were up in the press box and I could see, the full, and so TV, all they do is they want to zoom in and get right there at the line of scrimmage, and so you can't really see a lot unless you have that wide view. And so it's kind of hard to see, if they're comboing or doing, some of that little switching things, or just playing straight man to man, because a lot of times they'll come up and it looked like man, but they got help over the top. So I don't know. I really couldn't get a beat on that. But once I, have a chance, over the next few days to look at the tape and look at different angles and stuff like that, that's always another one of those debates. Defense coordinator, should you be up in the press box or should you be on the sideline? I don't know. If it were me, I'd want to be up in the press box. I can see what's going on. And I watch the game. I hate it when they're right there on the field and I can't really see the full. They just pull it out just an inch. Well, we could kind of see some combo coverages and rotations and things like that. It'd be a lot better.
Well, Mike Fort brings up that Michigan had 22 players opt out.
Exactly.
Out due to opt-outs, injuries, and transfers, including anyone with the most remote dream of an NFL career, including Khalil Mullins. We did not see Khalil Mullins today, but no Mullins, no problem, because Jordan Marshall stomped a mud hole in our rear ends today with 100 rushing yards, 23 carries. And the IT guy of the Jacksonian and Alabama with the Voice College Footballs has the phone with you, Johnny, because he says, jam bots, you're telling your age, Johnny.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. Turn that little thing up out there. But hey, the jam boxes today, they're not, radio waves, they're Bluetooth.
I feel like I'm in a Facebook group at the moment, but that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Bill Valentine, Bill Valentine, you are throwing the baby out with the bathwater because it's the first year, not the fourth year. I know the first year is sucky, but if we have the same year next year and the year after that, then we can have that conversation. You got to calm it down, Bill Valentine. Just chill with the calling for firings. Just be glad you're not in the head coach position, good buddy.
Well, the thing, and you really, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's a big paradigm shift with the culture down there and the attitude in the locker room and how practices run, versus DeBoer versus Saban and that kind of stuff. But he came in late, but now you've had several. I mean, you're almost a year into, and so it's going to be interesting. You're still playing a lot of Saban players, and people are resistant to change. Yeah. But now next year will be more and more of his cast of characters, and we'll have a better identity next year. I mean, Alabama was close. I mean, they were close. But it's tough. I mean, it's tough because when you're used to discipline and you're used to just a different tone in the locker room and press conferences, things like that. So next year will be, if we're here talking the same issues, January of next year, probably needs to go.
Yeah.
People are, as much money as being thrown around today, people aren't going to give you, they're not going to be like, oh, well, wait, we'll see. 2 more years. Give them a chance. The amount of money they're throwing out there, ain't going to happen. People aren't going to have that patience. And we're in this age of the internet and, speed of light, everything. We want everything now. You can't stand that little spiral of going nowhere on your computer. Everything now. Give it to me now. And I mean, just think all these people, you're at the red line. And if you don't, if the light changes to green within 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, if you haven't mash that accelerate, honking the horn. Everybody wants everything now. And so that's what these coaches, the pressure's on. So
Agreed.
to whom much is given, much is expected. So, but I would say next year we'll have a little more. I thought the defense got a little better as the season went along. Overall, I thought the defense played well today. I thought they tackled pretty good. Guy was hard to tackle, runs low to the ground, kind of like a Mark Ingram and Trent Richardson type of runner. Good for him. I thought defense I saw him laying some wood out there, and so defensively, I'm not a fan of the 3-3-5, but defensively, I thought we was better, became more to play than the offense. Offense was just a cluster.
You bring up a terrific point about the culture because, I went on May's Madman last night and I talked with Eric and the Botsy Maniac and May's Madman and Nick Saban Jr. talking about the culture. Eric asked me about like Nick Saban, like what was my reaction when Malcolm Moore was throwing a hissy fit when we were playing against Vanderbilt. And, we both agree that Saban wouldn't have put up with that. He wouldn't put up with that horse dung where you're throwing.
Well, it wouldn't happen. First time it happens in practice, Saban, I can imagine because it had to have happened. Somebody, whatever, jumps up with that little mouth and blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And I can see Coach Saban just right over there in somebody's face and just screaming and hollering, not having that. And so not really going to see that kind of stuff on the field with Saban. But, today, what was it, Jefferson swatting. Now to be a little bit fair, he got face mask. Whoever was blocking him had his, you could see it right there on the camera. And so probably running that little mouth and he'd already had it, been face mask, so I could see. But yes, that would have never happened with Saban. And if it did, got a big swift kick in the butt. And there was at one point, what was the bowl game? I think it was Sugar Bowl. One game we were playing in it may have been LSU in 2010 or something like that down there, 2011. And some player on the sideline got into it with a coach or something on the Alabama sideline. Mm-hmm. He had transferred to Vanderbilt that spring. He was gone. Some of the people listening, they'll remember it. But yeah, Saban wouldn't have had any of that. Wouldn't have happened.
Agreed with the Godfather, the SC. It was a terrible game, and we're looking at, and Mike Fort says that DeBoer's going to have to stop acting like the substitute teacher, or else he will lose the locker room, and the players' egos will start conflicting. And Greenshield says he needs to bring his recruits and his type of quarterback. Agreed.
Yeah, but with what they're doing, I just never understood. It was obvious from the start of the season because I've railed on it. I'm tired of railing on it here in January. I've been railing since August, but the concept of never moving the pocket. Just shotgun, trying to get him to sit in there between the tackles when it's obvious they couldn't protect him. Not move move it. Bootleg, sprint out passes, stuff like that. But move that pocket. Never did it. Never saw a lot of traps. Of course, when your tackles are 350, it's hard to pull and be able to trap and stuff like that. So I just thought the size factor and what we're trying to do is just beginning of the season, end of the season, nothing changed, nothing got better.
Well, and
they won 9 games.
And Mike Fort says on a Bama channel preseason, I said that Ty Sampson was better for his offense, and they were killing me with Milroe for Heisman talk. Now they're turning on him. What do you think about that, Johnny?
I really don't know. As a quarterback, played a position, guy, I coached position. Had some really, really good quarterbacks and stuff. I really can't say because I haven't been down there at practice and I haven't seen both of them in action. I haven't seen, I didn't go to a single Alabama game this year. If I had, if I'd have gone down there at field level and I've watched them throw the ball, I'd watch them during warmups, look at their accuracy, look at their footwork. I do notice Milroe puts that finger real high on the top of the football. Not a real fan of that. So for me to, I didn't get to, I wasn't able to see him in practice, see him being coached and what kind of mistakes and pointing that out. Not enough film on both of them. So for me, I'd have to have more video, more of Simpson. I'd like to see more of them in practice and see what they're doing in practice. And then once you see it in practice and then you see what they do in the game, now you have a great measure of what they can do comfortably 100% of the time. And then, not put them in a situation in the game that they're, maximize their skill. And you only learn that just being out there day after day after day after day, rep after rep after rep, coaching them in the film room, asking them, showing them, what are you seeing here? Why are you, plays over here? Why are you this way? Look at their feet, how they're moving in the. There's a lot of things that goes on with regard to coaching quarterbacks and film study and practice, and other than just the games, they speak volumes, but at the same time, you got a lot more film and footage and practice to make a judgment.
Yeah. And, I wish we had more of what we had in the second quarter for the rest of the game. Cause I mean, it looked like we were making a comeback, but then the third quarter, nobody was scoring any points. We didn't see a whole lot of anything.
Yeah. And I don't know if they got caught off and the timing of it. I mean, the rain, the monsoon started right when Alabama, the kickoff and, after the sack and the field goal. And then now Alabama's got the ball again and then boom. I mean, it was just coming down in floodgates. But, we always practiced and did the wet ball drills and situations with storms and rain, deluge, and things to that nature like that, to have a game plan. And I'll tell you one damn thing, it wasn't taking a shotgun snap in a monsoon. That wasn't in our game plan. No. We're going to hand that ball. We're going to snap it, direct snap to the quarterback, and we're just going to run that ball. And we're not going to do anything stupid in a situation like this. Better just to 3 downs and punt and let them deal with the whatever until the rain clears out than to do what Alabama did, snap it back there and it's wet. And,
Yeah.
It's just wouldn't have done it. We did it different. And I'm sure they do that. I'm not going to sit here and say they don't do that. Well, you were smarter back. I'm not going to say they, but I mean, that was, I don't know what Sheridan's thinking. Put him in shotgun, that kind of stuff. But it wasn't very smart. And then in turn around, Michigan, they got the recovery, and now their quarterback's in the shotgun. Of course, they got the snap clean. Good luck. Well, fortunate for that. But I'm not going to do it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go mud bowl on you. Pour down rain. I'm gonna put 2 tight ends there and put me a couple of wings there, and I'm going mud bowl. We're just fixing to turn this thing into a mud pile. Take my chances that way, other than like a slip and slide.
There you go. Slipping and sliding. There we go.
Now, I don't know what kind of cleats they were wearing, but I don't know if they were, screw in, the kind that screw in. They're a little tighter in grass, or were they just rubber? I don't know, but they were slipping a lot. I know that. I didn't see Michigan, but I did see a lot of Alabama players slipping.
Well, in the fourth quarter, I was going over a little bit about that. What would you have done differently in the fourth quarter, Johnny?
I would have picked up the pace. I agree with the commentary there that Alabama should. I mean, we needed more opportunities with the ball. We were playing where we were in a situation. Well, we need 9 points, and so that's 2 possessions, and so we need it. And so they're pacing it out for 2 possessions. Crap, 9 points. I'm with 4 or 5 possessions. I'm speeding the sucker up, and we're going in hurry up. And so I thought we wasted. I would, and I'm not saying you don't want to send the message that it's panic mode, but there when we came out, the punt, and it was down around the 5-6 yard line, and we're running, just 2-3 straight runs up the gut. Now there's an extra 45, and then luckily Milroe bailed us out and made that little 40-yard run, flipped the field on them. But we got lucky with regard to that. But we were going slow, and it's 4 minutes, 3 minutes, and now you wind up putting yourself in. Well, you're down to one last possession.
Yeah.
Which you want the ball at the end of the game. You want the ball, but I would have just wanted to have more possessions, not less.
Yeah, I think we should have just ran it, honestly. Those last few plays, instead of just going for a pass, we should have just been running it. Because this way you can chew time off the clock and get enough time in for a touchdown. Because you don't want your opponent having enough time to where they can get to a field goal.
Yeah, and they were obviously they were bringing pressure. So why they didn't run a bunch of slants and quick outs and stuff like that, snap it back, and he's just going to wait. And here comes all the pressure and everything. Just snap it, boom, ball's gone. Just 3, 4, 5, boom, boom. Get the ball out, that kind of stuff. And we're going to sit back there and dance around and then try to lean back and throw it to the sideline and pray it. We get lucky. It was ugly football.
Yeah, we were living on a prayer.
And we did it to ourselves because, we should have fourth quarter. I mean, here's in fourth quarter, if you're behind, you got to speed up. Okay. Yeah. And if you're ahead, you got to slow down. Well, unless you're like Steve Spurrier, we're full speed, or, Gus Malzahn, we're full speed. We ain't slowing shit now. We're gone. So, different, but typically, the logical thinking is, behind, speed up, ahead, slow down, a little more methodical, but we didn't do that.
No, we didn't.
But I mean, I don't know. You got this new generation of, thinking out there. I don't know if it's better or what. I don't know.
Well,
but I'm going to tell you, Jack, ever since the last 10 years, I mean, football has not been very, I don't know. It's, back the option came in, the wishbone, and that was new. And then we went, and that kind of fizzled out a little bit. And then we started running little traps and the counter trays and things, pulling guard, pulling tackle, and a lot of that kind of stuff. And then remember we used to have, then we did eye back, and, we also had that in there. And then all of a sudden, the mid 2005, 2015, we did the hurry up, and wear the defense down and get them winded. And then for the last 6-7 years, I mean, there's nothing new. I mean, there's no new wrinkles, or other than the rules that they're making. That's the only new wrinkles, 2-minute warnings and all these new whatever. So as far as the game itself, it's kind of stale. But now the portal makes everything interesting. But as far as the X and O's, it's gotten kind of stale. I mean, slip screens, bubble screens. I mean, all of that is, everybody's learned how to defend it. So I don't know, somebody's got to come up with something, or usually you just go back to, maybe revert back to, pack it in there, go eye, or go wishbone, and then we had the veer, split back veer. We had the right and left half backs, and everybody went to the veer for a while, but it's gotten kind of stale on offense. And, defense eventually adapts. And so the defense kind of made it a lot harder for offenses.
Yeah. Well, has there been anything else that we left off from the post game or for the game, or no?
No, other than it was just this first quarter was just.
It was a disaster.
Yeah, it was a disaster, and they executed, and we did, and we, got slapped around first quarter, punched in the nose, I thought eventually we, finally had that nice little drive there in the second quarter. I felt a little good, and I was like, okay, well, now it'll be a game, and maybe we can turn this thing around. But then came out second half, and it was kind of just nothing new. We didn't do anything different. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. I didn't see any halftime adjustments or any changes, and then just too easy to defend.
Yeah,
and they brought the heat, and we did not adapt. We didn't do anything. I don't know where the short passing game went. It wasn't there.
Yeah.
If they're going to stunt and throw, use back. I don't have the film, but I will over the weekend. But if they're bringing heat up the middle, then we're just going to dump that tight end. We're just going to hot route right over the center of the field. I'll keep those linebackers back there, but we didn't do any of that. Run a slant through the middle. We didn't do that.
No, we didn't.
No.
But we do have the call-in link for those that want to come on in and call in, give their take on the Alabama-Michigan game in the ReliaQuest Bowl. Come on in and give your takeaways from it. You are more than welcome. That's what the link in the description is in for, and the link is in the chat. You are more
I wonder what our Michigan buddies are thinking right now. They were throwing in the towel at the first of the week. Last week they were
Well, I can tell you right now, they stick with Sharon Moore, which it looks like they are, which I'm glad they are. They're going to be happy. They are going to be very happy, which I called in on one of the call-in shows from several weeks ago, and a few of them were kind of throwing the baby out with the bathwater on Sharon Moore, saying that, we just need to go get Kurt Sidney. Like, no. Y'all got to tough it out for the first year at the least, or the second year at the very least. Sharon Moore's going to be fine. Relax. And this was like before they played Michigan State. And, Sidney didn't seem like the kind of guy that's just going to cut bail for the bigger program. He wants to make Indiana the blue blood. Like, he won't stay there and tough it out at Indiana. And besides, Sharon Moore's doing all right. I mean, matter of fact, he led Michigan to victory against Michigan State in his first year. And it was the first time that Michigan had done that with a first-year head coach since 1948 with Benny Osterbein.
Yeah.
Not even Bo Schembechler could do that. Not even Jim Harbaugh could do that. And then, of course, they beat Ohio State, and, well, they beat us.
Yeah. And proof's in the pudding. He proof's there. He's. What more do you want from the guy? I mean, hopefully. After today, they're going to benefit in the portal. We'll have several after today going to jump.
Well, we'll have some people jumping to us, I'm sure. Who knows? Maybe we could. Maybe if we're not satisfied with Simpson, or we want to let Keelan Russell wait another year, maybe we can try it out with Quinn Ewers. Just be like, hey, want to come on over to Alabama? Texas is sick of you. So, want to come on over to Tuscaloosa?
Texas is ready for Arch.
Oh, yeah.
That guy better be good, because, I'm sick and tired of hearing about the guy. You know what I'm saying? Since this kid was like a sophomore in high school, sick of hearing the guy. He better be dang good.
Well,
he's making all this. He ain't even played hardly any, and he's making all that money.
Like, honestly, the Manning family, they're basically like the royal family of all of football. They are like the royal family of all of football, where it's like the royal family in England. That's all you hear about is even some people in America are like, oh, the prince is getting married. No, like, I don't personally care about the royal, but that's another point for another day. But the Manning family, they're basically like the royal family in all of football, because you got like Arch Manning, you got Peyton, Eli, Cooper Manning got screwed by injury, of course. Now we're going to see what.
And the bottom line is they've all produced. They've lived up to the hype, so we'll see. But I'm tired of hearing about the guy, so put him in. Whatever. Let's just see what he's got. Tired of hearing the hype and paying a lot of money to stand over there with a clipboard.
Well, I'll say this. I'm ready to see what they'll bring against Ohio State next year.
Yeah.
And Jose says NIL has neutered the SEC.
You got that right. Portal, yeah.
And Jim R asked, wasn't it 2 yards of offense after 1.5 course and backyard equated? Says it was -2. That's bad either way. You don't have that. You can't be having -2 yards after the first quarter. I mean, because like a lot of our fans were like a lot of us were not happy that we got left out of the playoffs. Well, we didn't look like a playoff team today. We were not, and it's like.
And that's what we said. Which Alabama team's going to show up? Who's going to come motivated? Who's going to come with a chip on the shoulder and something to prove? And Michigan,
Yeah.
And sometimes, hey, attitude and want to. Okay, you can have all the talent in the world, but do you have the want to? I tell kids, like I coach quarterbacks, and I can teach you how to spin that thing, and I can teach you how to read that, whatever. I can give you our greatest throwing motion. I can give you a lot of things. Okay, but there's 2 things I can give you. One is guts, and there's no little magical pill. I got guts. There's no drink, a little power drink that gives you guts, and then can't give you want to. That want to. I want it. You're running sprints. I want to be finished first. So didn't have any want to.
Well, Judas the Mad Hatter, who's wishing us a very merry unbirthday, says the Bama team that played Oklahoma definitely showed up today. LOL.
Hey, man. I'm sitting here laughing, but I'm like, what happened to us? Where did Coach Saban? Why?
I just want to know where's his buddy, the March Hare? Like, I'm gonna be staying up late thinking about, well, where's your buddy, the March Hare? Like, where's he live? Like, get him to call in. Oh man, it's like, well,
all right, man. We'll get after it the rest of these bowl games. Tomorrow's gonna be the big day. So
agreed, man. And it's like the last show of 2024, but the first couple shows of 2025 will be a blast. That I can guarantee, including the call-in show Thursday night with Jeffrey and I. Thursday nights as we take your calls on Alabama at the Voice College Football, where we go over the whole season, the whole shebang. And of course, Monday afternoon, the 20th edition of Crimson Tide Live with yours truly and my partner in crime, Johnny Burtz, as we go over the end of the season. And, we'll be figuring out what's the plan for the Crimson Tide. What should we do when we get the spring practice? Our take on the quarterfinals and so much more. And I can tell you, it'll be a wild ride. Johnny, what have you got going on? And before we ask, I just want to tell you, thank you for doing the show with me, man.
Okay, I appreciate that, and thank you for the camaraderie. I've really enjoyed it, and hopefully, 2025 will be just as interesting as 2024. And I really appreciate being on, with you and patience and helping me figure out some of this stuff. I'm a little old school, so
that's all right.
This camera and all this, because I know you're like, what's wrong with you, old man? But anyway, you've helped me and been real patient and kind with regard to that. So yeah, and it's been great meeting some of the guys and have a little conversation with them. And I think we've learned a lot. I know I have.
Well, there we go. And for those that are watching, the IT guy, my dad helping me, and my aunt and my grandmother helped us set up the meeting, which little did we know it was going to be bigger than planned. Everything, all those that are watching that helped set this up. And to Mark and TJ, thank you guys, and and all of you watching. Thank you so much. Like, you made this show what it is. You made this channel what it is. Thank you to all of you. And thank you so much, Breakaway 34. You have been a great supporter, and I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Hey, I see his little puppy.
Here we go.
Hold on.
There we go.
There's Roscoe. Roscoe, are you tell everybody hey? Roscoe, say hey. Hey.
What up, Roscoe?
What up, Roscoe? You ready for a walk?
Oh, I love the head tilt. There we go.
Uh-oh. Roscoe, do you want to go for a walk?
There you go. Got Roscoe, the mascot for Alabama with the Voice College Football.
All right. Well, now guess what I got to do, Jack?
There we go.
I got to go walking.
There we
He's
go.
fixing to start barking.
There we go. And of course,
you want to go for a walk? Roscoe, you want to go for a walk? What? Well, yes or no?
There we go.
See you, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And of course, you can check out Johnny on Johnny H. Burts on Instagram and give him a follow on Johnny Burts 5 on Facebook. And of course, you can check out what I'm doing on the Jackson on Jackson Johnson 979 on YouTube. And we are now 10 subscribers away from 2,500 subs for Alabama with the Voice College Football. And for more updates on what the plans are for Alabama with the Voice College Football and on the Jackson, check out the updates on Jackson VOCFB on @/Twitter and on Instagram threads at Jackson Johnson 543-908. And we wish you all a very, very happy New Year. And may 2025 be an awesome year for us all. Like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell so you never miss no video. Y'all have a pleasant afternoon and a pleasant New Year's Eve. Take care.
See you, man. All right, buddy. I got you.